Hello, I'm Dr. Christina Seymour. I'm an Operation Song alum and a new board member. I initially became involved with Operation Song as an Air Force veteran. I was paired with an awesome singer-songwriter, Jessie Lee, out of Texas, and it was a life-changing experience. So now I really am excited about serving and helping service members and veterans and their families share and tell their stories as well. As a clinical psychologist working with veterans, I love teaching them about the health benefits of music. First, when we share our story, it allows us to create a cohesive narrative of our experiences. Then, when someone else hears it, they are able to connect with our story, giving them the experience that they are not alone. Together, we are united. Together, we thrive. And when you hear someone else's story and it feels as if it's your story, it helps you feel not so alone. In fact, research shows that when people in different places at different times hear the same story, their heart rates synchronize. If you map the rhythm of their heartbeats on top of one another, they would match. How much more powerful is it for service members and veterans who already have a shared story and mission to hear a story of a brother or sister in arms put to music? I say it's off the charts. And it goes beyond a shared story, it equates to a shared physiology. Listening to music, playing music, singing, playing an instrument, or all of the above impacts our physiology for health. The bonding hormone oxytocin is released when we experience things together, such as service, but also when we are serving in a new united mission, volunteering, and giving back. In fact, oxytocin is also released during labor, breastfeeding, and intimate connections. It causes us to feel connected and want to stay that way. Music also helps us process emotions, facilitating healing. My Optimal Response Initiative ORI Thriving Training involves working extensively with veterans to train them to thrive. I teach them about emotions, emotes, energy and motion, trying to move up and out and give us intel about what we may need to thrive in day to day life situations. Just like in the military, we gather intel, study the culture, the lay of the land, and move through and take new territory for the military mission. Emotes, emotions, are moving up and out within us to give us intel about what we may need to thrive in each day to day life thriving situation. But we need to know what we are feeling and be able to name it. So I teach them to expand their emotional vocabulary and then brainstorm about what each unique emotion may be telling them that they need in this particular thriving situation, and they brainstorm about how they can meet that need in an optimal way. And we do all this on situation reports, sit reps, and we break it down. There's a lot of work that goes into this, and it's essential for thriving training. We do a lot of it in ORI. However, what I love about music is it helps the brain and body process emotions, and we don't even have to know their names. It's like processing emotions on autopilot. You can take a break from all the ORI thriving work and let the music move in and through you for a while. Depending on the beat of the music, the type of message, music can make us laugh, cry, motivate us to get things done, can cause us to be excited, sad, lonely, love. We can feel love, motivation, gratitude, awe, anticipation, inspiration, peace, and compassion, just to name a few of the emotions in the human experience. I also train veterans to recalibrate their physiology with different breathing, mindfulness, and meditation practices. When we recalibrate our breathing, we can optimally impact cardiovascular health, heart rate variability, and vagal tone. Hormone levels such as cortisol, the alert hormone, and melatonin, the at rest hormone. We can impact skin health, sugar levels, digestion, muscle tension, and the quantity and quality of our sleep. Changing our breathing can positively impact so many health metrics for our good. It is also important for service members and veterans and any person who is a high achieving, hard charging individual who maybe has a hard time sitting still to learn to sit still with self, with silence, and with one's thoughts, with one's emotions, and with one's breath. When we slow our breathing down, we slow down our thoughts, emotions, and optimally influence all aspects of health. Now, once we slow down our thoughts, we also need to learn to be aware of the content and the quality of our thoughts, to retrain our brain to think more optimally so we aren't miserable sitting there with only miserable thoughts. But that's where a lot of the work comes in with ORI thriving training, and it is a lot of work. In the same way one went to boot camp, AIT, and continued to train and educate themselves in the military, one needs to continue to do the work and train to thrive in day-to-day life. And a key component of thriving involves getting a hold of one's thoughts. However, one can also choose to listen to music. Listening to music does all of this as well. I will say that music is a complement to the hard self-work one does to address their thoughts and emotions and behaviors. But doing the hard ORI thriving work without music is just simply cheating oneself out of the beautiful rhythm of health and healing available to them within the music. Listening to music is like putting sunlight and rain on a seed that desires to grow and flourish. Doing hard work without listening to music is the equivalent to denying the seed the opportunity to flourish and grow optimally. So, whatever you do, do it and listen to music. Now, let's not say what I'm not saying here. Simply listening to one song won't be a miracle cure for every health ailment that one has. Being healthy takes work. There's no magic wand or magic pill out there. Our physical activity, our nutrition, our fluid intake, our sleep, the quantity and quality of our social interactions and our support systems, all of these things influence our health. And we need to take action daily to optimize our health with the choices that we make. What I am saying, however, is that research shows that listening to music impacts so many health metrics. I don't even have time to touch on all of them now. But let's briefly focus on how listening to music helps recalibrate one's breathing. When we listen to music, it changes the way we breathe. We hold our breath in anticipation and we exhale longer in ways that we would not do if we were not listening to music. In this way, listening to music is like doing a breathing practice without having to do a breathing practice. I tell my veterans dealing with post-traumatic stress, substance use, or both, that their homework that they get to do is to practice breathing and listening to music. Often they may choose one of my breathing practices and listen to their favorite upbeat song or their favorite relaxing song or all of the above. And it works. It's not magic though. It's due to the science behind the health benefits of music. One of the reasons that listening to music changes our breathing is because it activates the predictive machinery of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for organizing, planning, and executing. Consider how military training and military experiences really wires the brain for survival mode, preparing, planning, organizing, and executing for survival. One may find that in the military and beyond the military, they constantly are looking for, scanning, and expecting bad things to happen, always having a plan for when and if it does. The challenge, however, is now that one is trying to engage in their day-to-day life for thriving, their brain may be stuck in survival mode, planning, organizing, scanning, and preparing for threats. So how does one recalibrate their brain for thriving? How does one enter unfamiliar territory with a mindset to thrive versus only survive? After all, we are now in the living room with loved ones, the living room of our lives, trying to connect. Maybe we're at an Operation Song retreat or fundraiser, for example. Well, the good news is that music helps you do it. Or should I say, music helps the brain engage in planning, organizing, and preparing for thriving things. And it does it in the same way that it activates the predictive machinery, the prefrontal cortex. But music trains the brain to enter new territory for thriving within the music. You see, the expectation of what the singer is going to do, the guitarist, the saxophone, the surprise and delight of the drums, or even the pause, creates excitement and anticipation within new unknown territory within the musical experience. In this way, the brain and body, the listener, is now experiencing unknown territory within the thriving experience of music. And it's doing it for thriving's sake versus only being stuck in survival mode. Now that is pretty exciting, I think. I don't know about you, but this gets me fired up to go listen to music with Operation Song and thrive.